Hello, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on? This is Joseph Conlon here on the Big Fight Field channel. It is Thursday, September 2nd, 2021. We're just 3 days away from one of the top wrestling pay-per-views of the entire year. AEW's All Out in Chicago going down this Sunday night. Live on pay-per-view. We got 10 matches to talk about on the show. A great card overall. 4 championship matches, and we got a steel cage match. It should be a great night. As you can see, I got 2 of my best friends in the IWC community here with me tonight. This is an all-star team right here. You got me, the host, Joseph Conlon. You got Gamers Goon here on the channel, and you got Indigo Uchiha, my good brother. Indigo, first, what is up? Yes, too sweet. What is up, dude? How are you? It's been a while since we've done a collaboration together.
What's up, my good brother Joseph? It's great to be back on the Big Fight Field channel. I love being here as always, bro. And I'm doing great, man. I'm excited about this video.
Yeah, Gamers Goon, what's up, dude?
I'm very excited to be here today. You told me that Indigo is going to be on the channel today, so very excited. I've collabed with both of you guys, but we haven't done a video of the 3 of us. We got the 3 of the best minds we got in the IWC out here today. It's bound to be a good show today for us. I mean, we're talking about the biggest show of the weekend, the biggest show potentially of the year, with 3 of the biggest names we got in the IWC. I mean, it can't be bad.
And Gamers Goon is actually going to be at the All Out pay-per-view. He's going to have lots of content. He's going to have lots of content up on his channel. You're going to meet and greets as well, right?
That is correct.
You can say what you're going to be doing and all that stuff. So I'll give the floor to you real quick.
I'm going to be heading out to Chicago on Saturday morning. Once I get to Chicago, I believe I'm starting off my day going to Pro Wrestling Tees. I'm going to be at that for probably about an hour or so, just seeing what's good over there. Then I'm going to be heading over to the Fan Fest. I plan on currently meeting Ricky Starks, FTR, and Thunder Rosa. Shout out to Thunder Rosa. Also, she just followed me today on Twitter, so big shout out to her. And then I plan on going over to see JD from New York at the Granite City Brewery. And then obviously on Sunday, we got the big all-out show, which honestly, during the day, I'm probably just going to rest up until when we get to that show, because that show's going to be crazy in itself.
Yeah, you're probably going to have no voice by the end of it, right?
If the big surprise is that Tony Khan said is coming on Sunday night, probably not.
Well, we'll talk about those surprises. And
we'll get to them.
Yeah, we got a lot of them. We got a lot of surprises on the table, but we got 10 matches on the card, and honestly, I'm going to say that there's not a bad match on the card. Maybe outside of 1, maybe 2. I don't know. It's not what you think it is. Don't worry.
But not all the television.
This is going to be fun, but thank you all for joining us here tonight on the channel. We got a lot of content here on the channel. Currently, when we're filming it, it is Tuesday night, so we're going to get into the matches. We got really quick. If you guys have not already, be sure to go check out Monday night's Raw review here on the channel. We got well over 200 views on that video. Thank you so much for that. But last week, YouTube took away our bot subscribe. I guess I had a couple bot accounts subscribed to the channel, and they were taken away. So we lost 5 subscribers last week. We got to get that up a little bit, man. We got to gain those subs back. So if you have not already, be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Field channel if you have not already. Indigo, you can go ahead and plug your channel real quick, and then we're going to get into these 10 matches because I'm sure we're going to have a lot to talk about.
Thanks, bro. So subscribe to my channel. I've been more consistent ever since WrestleMania, so I'm proud of that. I'm proud of myself for that. This past Tuesday on my channel, I just did my own preview and predictions. Really good, about 25 minutes. Recommend you guys check it out. It's really good. And all my other videos, I did a video on CM Punk that I'm very proud of, just detailing my journey as a fan of him. And yeah, I'm going to be at the September 22nd show, and I will be filming a lot of stuff as I'm there. So keep a lookout for that.
Are you gonna be doing a vlog? First ever vlog?
I hope so, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Hear that.
about. Nice. Nice. I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
not gonna be that far from the ring, as I saw in the picture of the you guys know what I'm talking about
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the yeah. So I'm not that far from the ring, so I'm gonna be doing a lot of content for my channel in terms of that.
Nice. And then Gamers Goon is obviously gonna be at All Out. You're probably doing a vlog yourself, right?
I'm planning on it. I'm planning on it. I'm kind of nervous with the whole AEW copyright strike thing. They haven't done it to me before. They might do it to me this time because CM Punk's is going to be there. We have some other guys that could potentially be there. They haven't copyright striked me yet, but maybe they will. So I'm a little nervous doing it, but it's gonna be up for a little bit at least.
I wouldn't be too nervous about it. Go, you're there to have fun, you know. But he's got All Out Sunday. Indigo's got September 22nd Grand Slam, and I might as well say what I got as I officially have tickets for AEW Dynamite Saturday night, October 23rd in Orlando,
Hell yeah.
on the University of UCF's campus. It's a Saturday night Dynamite show, October 23rd. I'm going to be going with a very good friend of mine, Nathan Hansen, who I met at WrestleMania 37. And if you guys are going to be at the show as well, and you're in the Orlando area, come stop by and say hi, and I'll get you in the vlog if I possibly can. So I'm very excited for that. My second AEW show ever, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good show. So I'm definitely excited, but we got to get into this card. 10 matches, 9 matches on the main card, but we have a buy-in match. Right as of right now, we have a buy-in match. As I said earlier, we're recording this on Tuesday night. If there are any more matches, God forbid, announced for this show, I will leave my prediction in the comments below to let you guys know. So I will leave it down below. But the one buy-in match we have so far is the Women's Casino Battle Royale, where the winner is going to get an eventual shot at the AEW Women's Championship. I don't know when that's going to happen, but it's going to happen probably before Full Gear. So we got 13 competitors announced as of right now. We got Thunder Rosa, The Bunny, Big Swole, Nyla Rose, Diamante, Red Velvet, Hikaru Shida, Emi Sakura, Julia Hart, Kiera Hogan, Jade Cargill, Ty Conti, and Penelope Ford.
Penelope. Booker T. Gotta love Booker T. One of the
Oh,
worst.
you mean Show T, bro? Show T? You talking about Show T?
Penelope Ford.
The clown that blocked me for defending my girl Sasha Banks.
He blocked you?
Yeah, I've been told you guys that. It was
No,
him and Mark
I
Henry.
never knew that.
Yeah, him and Mark Henry, they basically blocked me for the same reason.
Wow. Booker T
I don't know.
blocked Indigo.
Booker T's he kind of fell off. I'm not gonna lie. Getting all salty all of a sudden, becoming a shill all of a sudden. This guy used to be watchable. He used to be one of the better people they had talking about the product. This dude all of a sudden became a shill. Like, he's sitting here crapping on CM Punk. He doesn't know how to pronounce Penelope Ford's name.
Penelope.
Seriously, Penelope.
Apparently, Kip Sabian has long hair as well. So.
Yeah. One has long hair.
But if you guys ever sit down and listen to a full Booker T podcast, God bless you. God bless you, man. I could not do that.
Yeah. Might as well just check us out.
Yeah, dude, listen, Jim Cornette was praising the CM Punk stuff. He was praising the CM Punk stuff on his podcast. He said, it was perfect, and I couldn't do it better myself. So, AEW did something right when you got Jim Cornette saying that stuff. But that's for another topic of discussion. We got the Women's Casino Battle Royale. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more names announced on Dynamite. We're probably going to have some special names. Austin's already pointing to Ruby Soho as his background. Why is Ruby Soho your background?
Because Ruby Soho last night, I don't even know what time it was. I was just scrolling on Twitter last night. She posted a video and completely remade, came out to epic music, chanting Ruby Soho. She is showing up sooner rather than later, and what sense does it make not to have her show up at AEW All Out when you have spots available in a Battle Royale? And you also have, if you're looking at this Battle Royale, you don't really have many big names in it, really, outside of Thunder Rosa. I mean, yeah, Hikaru Shida, but really, outside of Thunder Rosa, there's nobody else that even really deserves to win right now. So why wouldn't we add some big names to the card?
So I'm going to let you take it first. I'm guessing I know who you're taking already, right?
I don't know who I'm taking, to be honest with you. I could see a lot of different people coming into this match. One name that I think is a complete long shot, but I could see it happening because, first off, she'll be in Chicago. I know that for a fact because her husband is from Chicago, AJ Lee. Is it possible? I don't know. Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there. I would love to see it. Another name I'd love to see is, you know what? We got an Arthur Ashe Stadium thing that we're making out to be this big show on the 22nd. And we also have Impact and AEW having a working relationship. Why can't we get Deonna Purrazzo in this women's championship match or Battle Royale, have her win the thing, and we get a feud at least for a few weeks going into that Arthur Ashe show, and we have Deonna Purrazzo versus Britt Baker, which will be the best women's match that they put on in AEW to date at that point. She doesn't have to stay with AEW, but why can't we do a one-off? But for who I think is actually going to win, I'm at this point, without knowing who's going to officially be in the match, I'm going to have to take Jade Cargill. She's the one that they seem the most high on out of everybody. I don't think Thunder Rosa needs to face Britt Baker at this point right now. I would wait for Thunder Rosa because I think Thunder Rosa should be the one to eventually take the title off Britt Baker, and I don't want to see them fight each other until that moment happens, and I don't think Britt Baker is ready to drop the title just yet.
So you're gonna take Jade Cargill.
I'm gonna take Jade Cargill for now, unless somebody else gets announced. For right now, it's Jade Cargill.
Listen, I got it officially written down as your prediction for Jade Cargill, so it's in ink. Indigo, who are you taking?
First of all, I just want to say, Austin, man, this is why we're bros. Because we think just alike. Because I saw your video from earlier today. So I already know, you feel me?
Yeah.
First off, let's just say, I just want to say that the women's division, they get in there, they gonna keep growing. I tell people all the time, just be patient. Like Tony and Kenny, they know what they're doing. Just give it time. I'm going with Austin. I feel the Joker pick would be Ruby Soho. That's who I'm going with. But I want to piggyback on what you just said, bro. With the Impact Knockout Champion, Deonna Purrazzo. Oh man, I just want to say, real quick, the NWA, they did 2 pay-per-views this past weekend.
Yep.
They 73rd anniversary show, which was amazing. Shout out to Trevor, yeah. He defeated Nick Aldis for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Great match. Ric Flair came out. Oh, that was amazing to me because I watch a lot of NWA when I have the time from the 80s on YouTube. I'm subscribed to the channel. They upload basically every episode. But I want to talk about the Empower pay-per-view real quick, because every woman on that card killed it.
Sure.
And I feel like Deanna making a surprise entry would be amazing. She called out Dr. Brittany Baker on Twitter. You guys remember that? And Britt Baker also, when Kenny posted a picture of him and Deanna, Britt Baker was in the comments. She wants the match. We want the match. So if she's in, I would love to see that happen in New York City. But I'm going with Ruby Soho.
Okay. You got Ruby Soho as your official prediction, right?
Yeah.
All right. So for me, last one, then we'll get to the main card. I don't think Jade Cargill is gonna win. Number one, I don't think she's ready for the big spotlight match. And number two, I don't want to see a heel versus heel dynamic yet. I don't think a Jade Cargill Britt Baker match would make sense. So I don't like that factor. Thunder Rosa, it's too early. That's your ultimate end game, so that's not going to happen. For me, it's three women. You can do Ruby Soho, like Indigo said. You can go back to Sheeta. Sheeta's experienced, and you can get a great match out of her. But the one name that really sticks out to me, and for some reason I feel like she's going to have another match with Britt Baker. I like Red Velvet in this situation. I think Red Velvet is going to steal this. I legit think Red Velvet is going to steal this win. So I got Red Velvet getting another shot. I got Red Velvet getting another shot for the women's championship at Britt Baker, and whenever that happens, I think they'll kill it once again, like they did on the Rampage show. So I'm gonna take Velvet for the win. As shocking as it might sound, I'm very confident. I'm not very confident, but I'm pretty confident that she's gonna win. She's a good underdog, scrappy babyface, I think, and I think she gets too much heat for botches here and there. Like, she's a good wrestler.
Listen, bro. Like I said at the Empower pay-per-view, on Red Velvet, she was actually on the show. There, a lot of the AEW women's wrestlers was on the show. It was from every promotion except the E, obviously. But Red Velvet was on the show. She was in a tag match, killed it. There was like everybody was basically on their feet. So I became a fan of her over the weeks. She's been killing it in every role that they put her in on AEW television. So it's not shocking to me, you know.
Yeah.
And like you said, her Britt Baker killed it. So.
Of course. So those are our picks for the Buy-In Casino Battle Royal. We are going to get right into the main card right here, and I got the opening match being Christian Cage and Kenny Omega for the AEW World Championship, because if this match should not main event the show, and by any means is this not going to main event the show. So my theory is, if this doesn't main event, this should open. An AEW World Championship match has never opened up an AEW pay-per-view before. I think this match is the perfect way to get the Chicago crowd started and hot for the night. In my opinion, I think this is probably the best way to open the show. You get Christian. You'll probably have Jurassic Express out there. The Good Brothers will be out there, and it's probably. I mean, I like Christian, but this is probably the weakest world title match that AEW's ever put on pay-per-view. Christian's filler. Christian is not winning the world championship. Christian is in there to have a really good match with Kenny Omega, just like they did on Rampage, the opening premiere of Rampage. That's his job, to have a great match with Omega, get the crowd hot. And I really think this is the perfect opener for All Out. And Kenny retains. Kenny retains, hitting the one-winged angel onto Christian. And we get that inevitable program between Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. Indigo, I'm going to hand it over to you for the world title match.
Um, I agree, bro. I feel the match will open the show because it's Chicago. I love Chicago, man. They always bring it, and they got to start off hot. This is all out. What better way to start it off than with Kenny Omega opening the show, one with Christian Cage. Um, they killed it on Rampage. I loved the match. I've seen it a couple of times by now. That's how good it was to me. Um, yeah, like you said, bro, it's just filler to me. Um, Hangman, congratulations to Hangman. Had
Yes.
a child. Very happy for him. Um, Christian was somebody over the years that always said he wanted to wrestle Kenny Omega on his podcast when he had the when he was on the EC podcast with Edge. So this was something on his bucket list. I understand that, but at the same time, it's just I don't know. You said it feel like filler. So it's gonna be another good match because Christian was so focused in the first match. So if it's gonna be the same thing, they're gonna kill it, and Kenny's gonna retain. So I'm going with Kenny Omega.
Yep, I agree. And Austin, what do you got for the world title match?
I would love to sit here and act like this is my favorite match in the card, but they can't. Like you said, they can't even contemplate making this the main event. You have CM Punk on the card; it can't even be considered. It's not going to be anywhere in the middle of the show, so it legitimately has to open the show because it would make no sense to have it like the third or fifth match or something like that. But you were 100% correct when you said this is like the weakest AEW championship match we've had. I honestly just don't care because we've already seen the match. It's going to be a good match, but at the end of the day, I know Kenny Omega is not going to drop the title before he faces Hangman Page and drops the title to Hangman. There's no anticipation of potentially seeing Christian Cage win the championship. We've seen the match already in the past month. I mean, it's going to be a good match, but then again, we've already seen it. I don't know really what you expect me to. Kenny's going to win, but I'm not going to get too excited over it.
Yeah. What about this pitch? I thought about this a couple days ago while watching the last week's Rampage. This Frankie Kazarian Elite Hunter stuff has to go somewhere, and I feel like it needs an end game. He can't just be coming out every single week chasing Kenny, chasing the Bucks, chasing the Good Brothers. It's going to get very boring. How about Frankie comes out, he's there to help Christian win the World Championship, and he actually turns on Christian and joins the Elite. He joins the Super Elite. Is that something you'd like to see? It's another strong member in the Elite and Frankie Kazarian being manipulated to come into the Elite and turn on Christian.
I don't know if that's gonna happen necessarily. I don't know how realistic that is because we have Adam Cole more than likely coming to AEW, and I would imagine he'd be joining the Elite. So adding two big names, because Kazarian's already a made man, and Adam Cole being in is probably going to be one of the best things they've had happen to their brand just in general. You can't add two big names like that just all of a sudden, just within a month time span, because Adam Cole's not going to be on the free agent market for very long. I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up at this show, but I don't see how Kazarian would make much sense when you got Adam Cole coming in sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Indigo?
I don't see the likely of that happening, bro. Cause like Austin said, Adam Cole he's let's be real, he's gonna be all elite soon. The entire crew has been teasing it on Twitter and on BTE, so it's basically set in stone. I won't be surprised if he shows up at All Out. Holy shit, man. Yeah, I doubt he's gonna be joining. He's gonna be joining his crew again.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I could see him debuting around Full Gear. I would not. You're gonna have Punk there. You might have another name there. You might have Ruby Soho there. It might be a little bit too much. So if I'm them, I'm gonna spread it out and wait until around Full Gear. But we'll see. Moving on, we have Jon Moxley one-on-one against Satoshi Kojima. I think this is merely to get Jon Moxley a match on the pay-per-view card. It was originally supposed to be against Tanahashi for the IWGP US Championship. That would have been awesome. Unfortunately, Tanahashi had to go back to Japan, and in came Kojima. I think it's going to be fine. I have not really watched a lot of Satoshi Kojima, so this should be a little bit interesting. But at the end of the day, for me, I'm not really that excited about this match. It should be good, and I'm pretty sure Moxley's going to get the win because he's a big name in the company. So we'll pass it over to Indigo, and then we'll go with Gamers Goon.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good match. I say it's probably the least match I'm excited about most. Mm-hmm. Take that back. Just throw those. He's a New Japan legend. He was one of the top guys in the 90s in New Japan, for those who don't know. But at the same time, it is underwhelming because we all wanted the Tanahashi match. But unfortunately, he got COVID. But he's good now. He's facing Ibushi this week for the IWGP US title. New Japan, it's a big week for them as well. They're having 2 big shows. So we will get the Moxley match soon, guys. In a few weeks, soon. But this match right here is gonna be good, but it's just like you said, bro. It's just a way to get Moxley on the card.
Exactly. Yep. So you got Moxley winning as well?
Oh yeah, I got Moxley, bro. Sorry.
You're good. Austin?
Yeah, I got Moxley winning as well. I mean, why would Moxley lose against somebody that's purely just a replacement? I mean, Satoshi, I'm not saying he's bad, but he's not as big right now as Moxley. Why would Moxley lose when he's going to be facing off for the IWGP Championship? I mean, he's not going to lose. It's just not going to happen. Moxley's much bigger right now. It just doesn't make much sense for Kojima to win.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. So, very quick out of the way with that match. Third match, we got really a match that a lot of people are sleeping on, I think. We got Pac one-on-one with Andrade El Idolo coming out to the ring by Chavo Guerrero. And at the time of recording, there's rumors that we might be seeing the Nature Boy on Sunday night, accompanied to the ring.
Go.
I'm sorry, Andrade. I said he's accompanied Pac to the ring. He's going to accompany Andrade with Chavo. But Indigo, your thoughts on this match? I'm going to give it to you first.
I talked about this on my preview and predictions on my channel. In terms of like in-ring work, bros, this might be the match of the night, if I'm being real. This was one of the dream matches for me in AEW. Soon as they signed Andrade, I was like, yo, put him in the ring with Pac. Give them time. They're going to steal the show. But not still, in terms of in-ring work, I'm going with Andrade to win this because I feel like he's going to somehow enlist Penta and Phoenix. And when Tony introduced the trio titles, you're looking at the inaugural champions. They're gonna look great together with Chavo by their side. Oh my God, Alex can leave Alex out, but he's ready to smoke the rears. I like that they paired him with Penta. But like I said, I'm going with Andrade. It's gonna be killer match, and I can't wait to see it with you guys.
I think this is going to be a great match. This is really a match going into the show that no one's really talking about, but I feel like they should, and Indigo is absolutely right. If you're looking for great, just bell-to-bell, nonstop action, getting the crowd invested, I feel like this might be your match. You got Pac as a fantastic wrestler. Andrade is a top 10 wrestler in the world, in my opinion. I've been saying that ever since ever since 2017 when he was in NXT and in WWE. He's a top 10 wrestler in the world. I don't think there's any denying that. He's fantastic. I feel like they've got big plans for him. Pac, I mean, Pac's kind of lost in the shuffle right now. He's great at what he does, but I don't really feel like Pac's in anything important right now. I feel like Andrade has big plans. Tony Khan has big plans for Andrade coming next year. At the end of the year, this 2021, going into 2022, I feel like Andrade is going to be a big player in AEW, and he needs to win more than Pac does. Pac loses this match. He's still the bastard. He's still fantastic. I feel like he loses nothing from this, so I'm going to give the win to Andrade. And let's hear what Austin has to say, and then we'll move on.
This is I got two matches that I think are going to be the best matches of the night. If Pac versus Andrade is not 1A, it's going to be 1B. The only other match I could see competing with it's the Bucks and the Lucha Bros in the Steel Cage match. Pac and Andrade, you look at both of these guys' resumes alone. Look at what Pac did against Kenny Omega. Look at what Andrade did against Johnny Gargano, against Malachi Black. You put these two guys in the ring against each other, they're bound to have one of the best matches of the year, not just on the card, of the year. I mean, people aren't going to talk about it necessarily as much as they should because it's not been necessarily as publicized as some of the other matches because you obviously have CM Punk there. You have the AEW Championship on the line. It's not going to be the most talked about match, but at the end of the night, when you look at this card, I guarantee you that if it's not the best match, it is the second best match on the card. The only one that could even compete with that's the Lucha Brothers match. But at the end of the day, Andrade is relatively new to AEW. Pac has been there. He loses nothing by losing. He'll be perfectly fine. Yep. As Indigo said, once those trio titles come in, Pac's not even going to be in the singles division, so he doesn't even really need to win. Because him and the Lucha Bros are going to be going off and doing their own thing there in that trios division. So it makes perfect sense for Andrade to win. I would love to see Andrade potentially go up against Kenny Omega in the future. I don't know if it's right now. I don't know if that's going to happen after he loses the title to Hangman. I don't know if who he faces on the way to it. But I would love to see Kenny Omega go up against Andrade eventually. And Andrade is bound to have one of the best years in AEW in this upcoming year, in my opinion. So I'm going to have to take Andrade.
I absolutely agree. He's going to be I could see him being TNT champion in 2022. I really can. And I feel like the work rate he's going to have as the TNT champion next year is going to be really some great stuff. So I'm very excited for the future of Andrade El Idolo in AEW. We're going to get to another championship match, second one. This was made this past Friday on Rampage. Eddie Kingston gets his shot at the TNT Championship against Miro. Should be a really good match. If I'm going to be honest with y'all, I would have left this match off the card. I would have saved it for the Arthur Ashe show on September 22nd. I would have saved it for that show. But we are getting it Sunday at All Out. I think it should be a really good match. Both guys are really hard-hitting. I expect a hard-hitting match between these two guys. And this will probably be Miro's best title defense. But, Austin, I'm going to give it to you first for this TNT Championship match.
Do I think this match should be happening right now? Maybe not, but I'm glad it is because I have yet to see Eddie Kingston live and in person. And that was one of the guys that I wanted to see. So I'm glad they're getting him on the card against Miro, who I loved back in the WWE and Rusev day. Miro is one of the best guys. He is the best man, even though that's kind of a dead thing. But
he's the Redeemer.
Say what?
He's the Redeemer.
Well, but he's the best man AEW's got. There's nobody better than Miro. TNT champion for a reason. Eddie Kingston is also he's phenomenal. Eddie Kingston's one of my favorite. He's a hard-hitting guy. He's going to go in there. He's going to trash talk you. I love Eddie Kingston's style. And it's going to be a good match. The sad part is it's a very predictable match. There's zero chance Eddie Kingston walks out of here with the championship.
Yeah, I agree. I have Miro retaining the title as well. A lot of people were speculating, pitching ideas. at Arthur Ashe with this match announced, Miro should win with shenanigans, and then we get to Arthur Ashe. They do a rematch, and Eddie Kingston wins the championship. No, absolutely not. One of the main things I've been saying on the Wednesday night Dynamite reviews with Wesley Williams is that Miro should be the TNT champion going into next year. There's no way that man needs to lose that championship anytime soon. He's really doing the best work of his career right now as the TNT champion. And I got big for me. If I feel like Miro is going to have a big time feud going into the next pay-per-view, and I'm going to get to that after Indigo makes his prediction on the TNT title match. Then I'll talk about what I'm going to say.
I feel like this match was just a way to get Miro and Eddie Kingston on the show. This is a big show. I don't mind that in that regard. It's gonna be a good match. I love Miro. Eddie Kingston is my guy. Love him. I'm going with Miro to retain. There's no reason for Eddie King, at least for right now, for him to become TNT champion. Let alone Miro losing the championship right now at this moment shouldn't be considered a thought. And yeah, I've been thinking both about someone who I could potentially see take the title. I don't know if it, I don't want it to happen at the Ash Stadium, but there's somebody in mind that I feel should take the title. But that's for another time. I'm going with Miro to retain.
All right, so we all got Miro, but what I'm talking about with Miro is one of the biggest signings in AEW is going to come in. We had CM Punk. There's another huge name on the market. It's literally on Gamers Goon's back screen right now. There you go.
Yeah, it's Brie Bella.
No, it's Brian. It's Brian Danielson. If he shows up on Sunday night, I'd have him confront Miro. And the first thing I'd do with Brian Danielson is put him in a TNT title feud with Miro. I think that would work absolutely beautifully. I don't think they've ever worked in WWE together. And I feel like that'd be a great first storyline for Danielson, even if he's going to lose, and if he does feud with Miro first for the TNT title going into Full Gear, I think you can do something where you have CJ Perry debut on that show as Miro's manager and help him win, I guess. So that's what I would do with Brian Danielson. Jesus Christ. That's what I would do with Brian Danielson.
They had one WWE match that was 3 minutes long for a Money in the Bank qualifier.
Oh, wow. You just... Did you just look that up?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That was when he came back, or like during his first one, before he started. Huh?
I think that was when he came back, right?
Maybe 2018. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was when he came back.
What do you think?
I think I don't know if Brian's gonna enter against Miro. I don't know what Brian's gonna do. Honestly, you could put Brian anywhere on this card; it'll be perfectly fine. You could have him go out and potentially challenge Jon Moxley afterwards. You could have him go out there and challenge Andrade. You could have him go out there and challenge Miro. You can go out there and challenge Kenny. You can go out there and challenge Punk afterward. There's a lot of places for Brian Danielson to end up on this card. It's just speculation at this point. The dude's coming on the show on All Out. That's the one thing I can tell you. Where it's going to be, who knows? Your guess is as good as mine. But he is going to show up at All Out.
Yeah. I just want to warn y'all real quick. If Brian does not show up at All Out, please do not get upset, because more than likely, if he does not show up at All Out, he's gonna show up at Arthur Ashe. Okay, so please be like CM Punk
right outside of the Now Arena.
Like CM Punk said on Dynamite, just be a little bit more patient. Okay. So there you go.
Oh,
Patience
I
is
just want to say something about Miro real quick. There's somebody I have in mind, bros, because I'm a huge fan of his vlogs. Shout out to my guy Sammy G. So the episode that dropped today, I believe it was at Dark. I think it was either Dark or Elevation. But Frago was with him, and he basically cut a promo. And Frago thanked Sammy for everything, saving him for Miro and stuff, get the contract and all that. So at the end of the promo, Frago was like, he touched Sammy's stomach. He was like, this guy needs some gold. So it had me thinking, like, I could see Sammy G potentially challenging Miro, soon for the championship. I just wanted to hear you guys' thoughts on that real quick.
I'd like to see that.
I'd love to see that.
I don't think Sammy G's gonna take the title off him, but I would love to see that match.
Not necessarily take the title.
Go ahead.
No, I said no. Just on feuding in general. Based on the episode I saw today on his blog.
Yeah. I
would love to see it. I mean, I've been a big Sammy G fan from day one. This guy is a guy that's ultra talented. He knows how to work in the ring. This dude, you could legitimately put a world championship on him, and I would not bat an eye. Get a TNT championship on him, that's perfect for him. Do I think he's going to beat Miro? Probably not, but it'd be a good match.
We got a big.
I said this. I said this day one when AEW was first in existence. I said Sammy G and MJF, they gonna have that fight forever feel, because they the future of the company, By that I mean Sammy G could be like that big baby face,
I was the same way as you, except I had Kip Sabian in there. I struck out on that one. I'm 2 for 3 though. I'm 2 for 3.
Oh man.
Who?
Exactly.
We got a big money match. On this card. We got the former Big Show, Paul White, going 1-on-1 with QT Marshall. And if you do not know what QT stands for,
AKA?
No, it means
no, bro. Why you disrespecting quality television, Marshall?
Because he's not any good. The fact that I want
Joseph, love you, bro.
Show win is sad. Whoa.
QT means for quality television, just for you guys who do not know.
Raw's quality television too. I mean,
dude, this guy deserves a pay-per-view match. What are you talking about?
He's not good.
Oh man.
Bro, he just got out of feud with Cody, man. He deserves a spot. Why you think we call him quality television, Marshall?
Yeah, exactly. QT Marshall and Paul White. You know what? I'm gonna take QT. He actually is in plans for AEW in the future. Paul White is the commentator. So you know what? Fuck you, Paul White. I got QT for a win. QT's winning. And I know Austin's going to be on his feet the entire match at the Now Arena.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be chanting QT's name the whole time.
Austin's going to lose his voice.
Listen, Aaron Sol.
I'm just glad that they gave me a generous bathroom break in the middle of the show. I'm glad. I actually thank them for this.
Oh, how rude.
What do you mean how rude? It's Paul White versus QT Marshall.
You're going to disrespect QT like that? Do you know how much stress?
Yes,
do you know how much of a responsibility QT has in AEW? He scouts talent. QT.
He's a better scout than he is a wrestler.
QT scouted CM Punk. That's why he's in AEW.
I could have scouted CM Punk. I mean, anybody could have.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. Tony Khan's been talking to him for how many months? 18 months? Something like that?
Yeah. He's been talking to him for a year and a half.
Yeah. Tony Khan can figure that out. I would hope that somebody in the business could at least figure that out.
But who gave Tony CM Punk's number?
QT Marshall.
Exactly, bro.
Yes. Exactly. And what's his reward? What's going to be QT's reward? A pay-per-view win over Paul White.
What is gonna be his reward? A knockout punch from Paul White. And I'm going to cheer.
So you're actually going to take Paul White to win this match?
Realistically, no, but I hope he does.
So you got QT then. All right, I'm writing it down.
I reluctantly am taking QT Marshall.
Let's go. Let's go. Indigo. I much respect to you, Indigo. I know your true royalties with QT Marshall, so you can go ahead and predict this matchup with QT and Paul White.
Paul White.
Joseph, bro, you already know my answer.
QT.
Quality television Marshall.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All jokes aside, though, like, it's 2021 and we gotta see Big Show in the ring. Just stick to commentary.
I mean,
and he's actually not bad. I'm being for real.
All out.
QT, I love you, but Paul White, I don't really need to see Paul White in the wrestling ring at all.
He's actually good at commentary.
Yeah,
I'm being for real.
I've heard him. He's not bad, and him and Tony Schiavone are very good friends. So
yeah, that's what makes it work, you know.
Exactly, but they are not better than Excalibur and Taz. Just
Excalibur
sure, bro.
They're not better than them.
What was that?
Should you put Excalibur with anybody? They're not better than them.
I mean,
Excalibur is elite.
I mean, listen.
Bro,
The only person that touches more
my dream commentary team that I had for AEW. It was Morrow, Excalibur, and Golden Boy. I feel like what? That don't sound fire.
That would be pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, Morrow and Excalibur are two of the best in my opinion. So you have them together.
But Excalibur, he's really good, and he always knows a move.
He knows everything.
So quick.
He knows wrestling. He's not one of these geeks that just sit there. Oh, a big kick, a power slam. Look at it.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Excalibur is not Byron Saxton. That's all I'm gonna say.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah. He knows what he's talking about when it comes to commentary.
Oh man. But,
I just want to say when Punk made his return, like the commentary, that was so, like Jim Cornette said, it was beautiful. They said nothing. They just let Chicago do their thing. They let Punk do his thing. And that was it.
Yeah, the commentary said very little. Excalibur,
I love that, bro.
Yeah.
There was no need to say anything. The moment was the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it happened in WWE, you know, Michael Cole
they would have been screaming over the top. It would have hurt Michael Cole. Oh my God, it's CM Punk!
Michael Cole was screaming
the best in the world.
Michael Cole was.
I thought Pat would have lost his mind.
Yeah. Pat lost his.
But yeah, they did it. It was beautiful. Like, only thing I was really needing to be said was, "Hey, you go on a commercial. We'll be right back." That was it.
Yep. So, up and down the board, we all got QT Marshall.
Sadly.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Quality
sir.
television Marshall.
Yes, sir.
Quality trash.
Okay, Wesley. I know you're watching. It's quality television.
Shout out to Kevin.
Quality trash.
Yes. Shout out
to Kevin.
Shout out to Kevin as well. Quality television Marshall. You already know, man. You already know.
Bro, Kevin gonna be in the comments.
He's gonna agree with me. Quality trash.
Oh man. Moving on. Let's talk about DMD. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, going to defend her women's championship against Chris Statlander. I feel like this is a sleeper. I feel like this is going to be a great match, and this match needs to be positioned on a good spot in the card. And no offense to the boys, but having this match probably after Paul White's match is probably a good spot for it, because I feel like you want to get the crowd invested in this match. I think everybody loves Britt Baker, and I feel like Statlander's really gotten over, in my opinion. Like, her just being there with Orange Cassidy and the best friends, it's really helping her, and it's kind of gotten her to that next level. I love what she's doing, but she's got about a 5% chance of walking out, maybe a 2% chance of walking out as the women's champion. There's no way Britt Baker's losing that title on Sunday, and she's not losing that title for the rest of the year either. So
she can't lose the title in Britago.
It's she has Britsburg, not Britago. That does not.
She called it Britago on on Rampage. It is Britago.
Oh. What's gonna be her name when she come out here?
About Britago. She's beautiful.
What's gonna be her name when she come out here?
Brit York City. That actually makes sense.
I like that, bro.
Brit York City. So Britt Baker's gonna win. Austin, who talk about this match?
This once again, unfortunately, I love Chris Statlander. I think she's gonna be big, but then again, right now, literally not a single woman on this roster is even close to being on Britt Baker's level. There's not a single person here right now that should or even could, at this point, take the title off Britt Baker. Thunder Rosa is going to get there. I wouldn't do it right now, though. She's the only one that's even relatively close, and I still think it's a while away. Chris Statlander, she had a lot of work to do if she was going to end up becoming the women's champion in Chicago. And it ain't time for Chris Statlander just yet. I'm not convinced that she needs to win the championship. If you're gonna beat Britt Baker right now, you got to be, if not on her playing field, you got to be better than her right now. And nobody is touching Britt Baker. Not in Britago, not in Britsburg, not in Jacksonville. Nowhere. None of them are touching Britt Baker. She is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, the women's champion for a reason, and she's going to retain that women's championship this Sunday.
Indigo.
First of all, shout out to our role model, Dr. DMD, Brittany Baker. I seriously hope I could meet her one day at one of the meet and greets. She's became a huge favorite of mine. I also want to say Chris Statlander, she looks amazing ever since she came back. She really transformed herself and worked hard. I also love that they paired her up with the best friends. I love seeing her come out with Orange Cassidy and the crew. It's going to be a kick-ass match. Like you guys said, like Pac and Andrade, that could also be a sleeper match of the night. There's no reason, for Brittany Baker to lose the championship anytime soon. Because we all know the Thunder Rosa match is the money match right there, especially now that Britt Baker is the champion. So there's no reason for her to lose the belt anytime soon. But it's still going to be a good match nonetheless, and I'm going with Britt Baker to retain.
Yes, sir. We got what AEW is calling it the final fight between MJF and Chris Jericho. Their feud goes all.
Blow.
What are you? Blow. Oh, dude, now you're disrespecting Jericho?
Hey, no, I'm respecting MJF, the one that is 3-0, the one that deserves our respect.
Oh God.
The living legend.
I don't even have my
Don't-
scarf with me. I'm disrespecting him without even intending to.
Who respects MJF? I mean,
The
seriously.
entire professional wrestling. I mean, he's only the best going on the business right now.
I don't know about that, but
Roman Reigns want to talk about needle movers. MJF is a needle mover.
MJF and Jericho, the final fight. If Chris Jericho, he's putting his career on the line. So if he loses, he is done. He will never wrestle in an AEW ring again, and he will be a full-time commentator on Rampage moving forward. Indigo, I'm going to give it to you first, buddy. Who do you got for this final fight between Jericho and MJF?
First of all, I just want to say that it was hilarious. It was so hilarious to see people reading Judas off their phones.
Oh,
I'm sorry. The labels of Jericho. I thought it was cool. You know, the Nick Gage match was something. That was my favorite out of all the matches. This MJF feud needs to end. I'm sorry, I'm tired of it. Um, I'm kind of going with Jericho because his screaming in my ear. Because when I watch AEW, I normally watch it in my headphones, and when Jericho's on commentary, you guys know what I'm about to say. Like the screaming, it's kind of. Oh, let me stop. Oh, MJF needs to move on. Like I said, this is going on too long, so I'm going with MJF. Hopefully this ends once and for all.
so you're going with MJF to win the final fight.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'm going Jericho. And the reason I'm going to go with Jericho is because MJF has gotten 3 big wins over over Jericho. He beat him at Full Gear last year. He pushed him off the top of that blood and guts cage, and he tapped him out. And Jericho has given MJF literally everything. He's given MJF, to be perfectly honest with you, when 2021 comes to an end, people are going to be talking this as probably one of the top feuds of the entire year, in my opinion. So it's been one of the top feuds in AEW. MJF has looked, he's gotten the edge over Jericho, I feel like, time after time again. And at this point, MJF losing to Jericho is not going to hurt him at all, I think. He's going to be fine. He's still going to be MJF. He's still going to be that prick. He's going to be perfectly okay. They're going to have to come up with a shenanigans finish so MJF does not lose clean. But if I'm being perfectly honest with you, I'm not ready to see Jericho hang up the boots left. He has a lot left in the tank. I feel like he can do a lot more in AEW, and I'm not ready to see Jericho hang it up just yet. So I'm gonna take Jericho to win in this final fight over MJF, and the feud's gonna end. There's a reason this match is called the final fight. It's for the culmination of almost a year-long feud. And I talked about this Wednesday night with Wesley on the past Wednesday's Dynamite Review. This is literally the definition of having a long-term feud for nearly 10 months and not getting tired of it at all. Why am I not tired of this feud? It's because AEW is not jamming this feud down our throats. We are not seeing this match every single week for 4 months straight, like other stuff we've seen in WWE. It's been nice. It's been a nice transition of feuds, and I really haven't gotten tired of it. And I think it's great stuff. So I got Jericho winning to end the feud. So Austin, floor is yours.
I would hate to see Chris Jericho walk away from AEW as an in-ring performer. But with that being said, MJF's winning. MJF is winning. You talking about MJF being a prick? Yeah, he's gonna be a prick that ended Chris Jericho's career in AEW. MJF is the top guy. He's already beat him 3 times. Why not make it 4? MJF is just that damn good.
So you're gonna take MJF?
I have to.
Oh man,
MJF is the future of the company.
Well, hey, hold on a
That's
second.
facts.
Hold on a second. If MJF wins, if Danielson's gonna show up, why? How about Danielson show up and confront MJF, just like
I'm not opposed
Punk's,
to that.
just like Punk's first feud was against a young talent in Darby Allin. How
And
about
then you have
Bryan's?
MJF, Barry, Bryan Danielson. I like that idea.
Oh man, Indigo, what do you think of that match?
First of all, I had MJF in the plans to feud with either Punk or Brian Danielson, either one, like coming in, because MJ like with Darby, one of the future pieces of the company, and I know both of these men want to put over the younger talent, especially the stars that we see so much potential in, such as Jungle Boy, Sammy G, Darby, MJF. So I would love to see it, and Austin, I love you, bro. But I don't think I would. I think Bryan Danielson should put over MJF, in a way that also like protects him, like don't do none of that. Okay.
Let's have MJF beat both him and Punk. Let's go all out.
No.
Listen, MJF, like he really understands professional wrestling. If that happens, you talk about a heel, bro. Roman Reigns, I love you, but move aside.
It's not going to happen. It doesn't need to happen, but that would be.
No, I'm just saying, like,
the biggest heel to ever touch.
Man, we'll see. But
I like the idea. I really do.
Yeah. Again, Brian's the type of person who's going to want to work with everybody. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens, what his first thing is going to do. But we're going to talk about the AEW Tag Team Championships on the line, a steel cage match between the Lucha Bros, Rey Fenix and Penta, versus the Young Bucks. I expect this to be an absolute incredible match. I'm not saying it's going to be the match of the night because I think the main event is going to be the match of the night. But I feel like this is going to be breathtaking. It's going to be very, very awesome. And I'm just praying that Rey Fenix does not kill himself. That's all I want is for Rey Fenix not to go in there and to try and kill himself. But all jokes aside,
Or Nick Jackson.
Oh yeah, any of them.
Yeah,
They're all
Nick Jackson.
Some crazy dudes up in there.
They're all crazy. So, all jokes aside, I feel like the Young Bucks are going to lose those tag team championships sooner rather than later. Their expiration date is coming up. They've almost been tag team champions for about a year. A lot of people are saying, well, whoever wins this tag team eliminated tournament, they're going to be the ones to beat the Young Bucks, or the Young Bucks are going to lose to Santana and Ortiz. Let me tell you something. The Young Bucks are going to walk out of All Out as the tag team champions. They are not going to lose. They are going to win against the Lucha Bros. And why is that? Because there's a storyline with the Lucha Bros where Andrade said to them, "You will not win anything when being with Pac." So with them losing this steel cage match, it further proves Andrade's point right. It makes the Lucha Bros think, man, we really need to go on Andrade's side. And at the end of the day, whenever that happens, we get Andrade and the Lucha Bros together. And listen, the Lucha Bros, they're going to be heels. they're going to be tag team champions. There's no doubt about that. They are absolutely 100% going to be the tag team champions, and their day is going to come very, very soon. They do not need to win the tag team champions here. Those tag team titles need to go on Santana and Ortiz on September 22nd. That is your end game. Santana and Ortiz are going to walk out of September 22nd as the new AEW Tag Team Champions. And honestly, that's what should happen. Gamers Goon, take it away.
Like I said earlier, there's a match that I think could be 1A and 1B. They're interchangeable with Andrade's match against Pac and the Young Bucks and the Lucha Brothers. I would love to see the Lucha Brothers win. I've been calling for them to be the World Tag Team Champions for a long time. It's just not their time. It's Proud and Powerful's time. It's Santana and Ortiz's time. This is going to be a phenomenal match. Like you said, I'm just hoping nobody legitimately gets injured in this match. Ray Phoenix, he's going to do something crazy in this match. Nick Jackson's going to do something crazy in this match. I wouldn't be surprised if Matt Jackson and Pentagon did something crazy in this match. This is going to be a match that is going to be – it's going to have a lot of high spots. You look at the Young Bucks and Lucha Brothers history in general, they've had plenty of matches that you can go back and you look on, and they're 4 or 5 star matches. Then you add a steel cage aspect into it, which adds another whole just level to it that they can add on to. They could do big moves off the top of the cage. They can throw people into the cage. It can get a little bit more brutal than what it's used to. We might get some color. I mean, it's gonna be a good match, and it's probably gonna be the best match of the night. If Andrade and Pac don't have anything to say about that in terms of work rate, I think CM Punk is probably gonna be the most over match of the night. But in terms of work rate, this is gonna be up there. I have to go with the Young Bucks, though, because it's just not the Lucha Brothers' time right now.
Yep. Indigo.
First of all, the Lucha Bros and the Young Bucks, they got great chemistry. Every time they step in the ring together, all 4 men, they always kill it. We never could say a bad match happened between those 2 teams. This is Chicago. Like I said, I love Chicago. They're going to bring it, especially in this match. Game is Goon. Bro.
If we're not bringing it, I swear we will, because I will start the chants myself.
There's two matches that's going to, like, you know, I won't say kind of drain the crowd, and that'll be probably the women's casino battle, depending on how that goes. And the Paul White QT Marshall match. Like outside of those 2 matches, everything else on the card is. But this match right here is going. I feel it's Pac versus Andrade, and this match right here, those 2 will be matches of the night in terms of in-ring work. So I'm going with the Bucks for the same reason that Joseph mentioned, in terms of proud and powerful. Santana was recently on a podcast called the Personal Party Podcast, and he mentioned one of his dreams is for him and Ortiz to win the titles in New York City. That would mean so much to them, and I feel it should happen on September 22nd with them dethroning in the Bucks. Look what they did with those championships, and I just hope after that we get to see the Impact version of Santana and Ortiz, because they were so badass back then. And I'm going with the Bucks.
Yeah. Santana and Ortiz totally deserve those tag team titles. I mean, just their feud with FTR alone, it's been awesome. It's been very personal as well. And they are going to culminate their feud on the Go Home show before All Out. And then we got the main event of the night. We got what AEW is calling it the most anticipated match of 2021. And if I'm putting it in a perfect way, they're telling the truth. This is legit the most anticipated match of 2021. Darby Allin versus CM Punk. CM Punk's first match in 7 years. This is legit. 7 years in the making since we've had to wait to see CM Punk. The fact that I'm even saying that CM Punk is going to be wrestling on pay-per-view, it just really makes me a true happy wrestling fan, and I'm stoked for this. This is absolutely the match I'm looking forward to the most. This is the most over match on the entire night. And personally, I think this is going to be the match of the night. I really do. You're going to have Punk going in there, probably the most motivated he's ever been to put on a great match. Darby Allin is the perfect first opponent for him. This is Darby Allin's biggest match of his career, okay? This is Darby Allin's biggest match of his career, getting into the ring with CM Punk in the main event of possibly the biggest pay-per-view of the year. And the fact that he's even wrestling on a main event pay-per-view should go to say how great AEW makes stars, because AEW made a superstar in Darby Allin. He started from the ground, and now he's legit a main event guy on pay-per-view. And that, I really love to see that. Guys like him and MJF and Sammy starting from the bottom and now getting to the top. I love to see it. And I'm going to give it to Austin first. I'm going to go last. It's going to be Austin, Indigo, and then me. Austin, take it away, dude.
Like you said, I love to see it. I love seeing people go up through the ranks and get themselves to where they need to be, especially when you're sitting there and you're looking at these guys when you first see them. You're like, this guy's got something in him. He could legitimately be a star one day. It's great having that feeling of being right about Darby Allin. And you're 100% correct that this is the biggest match Darby Allin has ever had. And I would argue this is the biggest match AEW has ever had, too. There's no bigger match AEW has had, in my opinion, than the return of CM Punk in the ring after 7 years, after everything that CM Punk went through with getting out of the WWE, with how they treated him in the WWE, by how they treated his health in the WWE, and how much this dude is loved by almost everybody that isn't one of those WWE shills. That is such a huge moment for Darby Allin. This is such a huge moment for CM Punk coming back in front of his home crowd in Chicago, who he is bound to have one of the best reactions of the year. He already had one of the best reactions of the year just a few weeks ago. He's about to have another second best reaction of the year this upcoming Sunday. And this, whether or not it's going to be the best match on the night, I can't speak on because I don't know how much ring rust CM Punk's really going to have. I would hope that he comes back and he's perfectly fine. Is that realistic after 7 years? I don't know. But at the end of the night, this is going to be the most over match. This is going to be the match at the end of the night that everybody's talking about. And hopefully Darby Allin is able to put on a phenomenal showcase that can carry CM Punk if CM Punk's not ready for that. I believe Darby will, but he might have to pick up some slack from CM Punk because CM Punk hasn't been there. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a great match because of the crowd alone. And there's zero chance. I would love to say Darby would win. I would love to put him over here, but there's just zero chance he wins. You're not beating CM Punk. You're just not. He wouldn't. Not in his return, and especially not in Chicago.
Listen, Darby Allin, since he's been in the company, has not had a bad match, I think. I'm
not saying he is, but he might have to pick up a lot of slack with CM Punk because 7 years is a lot of time away from the ring.
I mean, listen, I trust Darby Allin. So
I trust him a lot more than everybody else, but
we got to hear what Indigo
picked apart a lot.
Yeah, we got to hear what Indigo has to say about this.
Well, first off, it was Tony's idea to give Punk Darby, because you guys heard the media scrum, right? They talked about it. It was Tony's idea. Punk basically went with it. Punk said himself, he's just happy to be there. Like, he really wants to help. Like, he's not there for no other reason. So it's not so much about money with him. I trust Darby, bros, because I'm sure the Kenny and the Elite are involved in this too in some type of way, in terms of like helping Darby out, in terms of like structuring the match. You got Sting there too. He's a legend. He knows so much knowledge. Um, like you said, Game is Goon. We don't know how much ring rust he has because the last time we saw him was at the Rumble 2014 when Kane chokeslammed him through an announce table. I remember that vividly because, like I said, I stopped watching WWE mainly because of him. Like, this man could have died, bro, in his care. Like, I remember in the Colt Cabana interview because I remember basically everything about that interview or podcast. I watched it a million times. He told Vince and Triple H the whole management to his face, to Vince's face, excuse me. I want her to die in your care. Do you want the same fate for me because of y'all negligence? He said that straight up to Vince's face. So it's just great to see him happy, man. Because I saw him on ESPN this morning on Charlie's show. Because shout out to Charlie. Like she's doing great since she left the company. I just want to say that. So this was her first time speaking to Punk because she was excited to speak to him because she never spoke to him ever. He looks great. He looks in great shape. Yeah, how can you hate this man? Like,
Exactly.
He said the reason he came to AEW was specifically because how they handled the Brody Lee situation with his medical history. They all did what was best for Brody Lee, and that's something that the WWE didn't do for him. That's why he came back. I mean, AEW handled everything perfectly, and that's how they got Punk. It's not because they threw more money at him. It's because they legitimately handled things the proper way.
Exactly.
And Punk was waiting because my source told me this. He said if Tony wanted this to happen last year, but Punk didn't want that because there was no crowds. You know, he was really waiting because he wanted to see what was going to happen. This is huge for the business, not just for AEW. Like professional wrestling is really bad, guys. Like
Yeah.
I just got goosebumps saying that because I love this sport so much. And Punk is one of those guys. Yeah, he could play both roles, but to me, he always been like that baby face because he has that connection with the crowd, like nobody else really that I ever saw. So it's everything right now is genuine. It's not scripted or anything like that. Like this is him. And that's why so certain people got so much negative stuff to say about him. Like he seems like a good guy in real life, like somebody that we relate to so much. I remember Tony Schiavone, he said this on his podcast with Conrad Thompson. He said because he never met Punk before. So this was all because Tony Schiavone, he seen it all in the Nitro days when Hogan turned heel, Hall and Nash, Goldberg winning the title, being Hogan, those were big moments. He's seen it all. Like he said, this Punk returning was like top 5 for him in his history of his career. So in terms of this is the match of the night in terms of anticipation. Like we all can agree there.
Oh, absolutely.
100%. There's not a single match on this show that I think sells itself more than this match.
Because he's going to have ring rust. Like
even with the ring rust, people are going to want to see this match more. If we legitimately could only have one match on the card, I would take this match over everything else still.
Yeah, this match alone is going to guarantee AEW's. They're going to have the most buys ever for a pay-per-view just because of this match. There's no question about that.
The dude literally sold out like the ringer shirts. They had to start printing on a new shirt, and in 72 hours, he was the most high-selling shirt in PWT history, which included Bullet Club shirts that have been up for 7+ years. There's zero chance that this guy is not a draw.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Again, this was when I was really watching WWE 10 years ago. When Punk made his return, I'm sure you guys remember this. This was a classic moment. The Cena and R-Truth table. No, it wasn't that. Rey Mysterio. I'm sorry, for the WWE Championship. when CM Punk made his return, when he first debuted in Personality, he came out the white tee. That video on YouTube, bros, because I looked it up before we started this. It's at 10 million views, right? Punk's return, both videos, they basically surpassed that.
Yep.
And how long has it been now since Punk made his return? And it's almost at 10 million views.
It's like 10 days or something.
And that WWE video has 10 million views, and that was over 10 years ago. That just shows all of us is happy to see him back. We know how WWE treated him. They treated him like shit. And I'm just so excited to see him wrestle again. His moveset was so awesome. One match I really want to see, bros, is him versus Kenta. I'm just saying, I wanted to see that for years.
Right.
Because they've been teasing it for years, man. In terms of who I got Punk. It's not going to hurt Darby, man. Darby is a star. Like I said, Sting is out there too. It's not going to hurt Darby. It's just all about Punk. We just want to see him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is the biggest Darby's ever going to look. Even in a loss, he's never going to look better than what he's going to look.
No, it's a win for him just being in this main event. Like, Punk could have literally picked anybody to be in this match. He could have picked, he could have picked a chosen Kenny Omega, probably the most established wrestler. He could have picked Jericho. Could have picked freaking Cody. He picked Darby Allin, and that really says a lot about Darby Allin and where his status is in the company. So the fact that Darby's in this match, it's a win for him, and he's not going to lose anything. And yeah, I got Punk too. Punk is obviously going to win. What he does after this, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's probably going to be great because I'm sure Tony Khan has a list of what CM Punk is going to be doing from now until next year's All Out. That's how long-term based Tony Khan is with this company. I can see Punk being the world champion by the end of 2022, honestly. I could see Hangman beating Kenny. Obviously, that's going to happen. MJF is going to be the person to beat Hangman Page. And then CM Punk beats MJF and becomes the AEW World Champion. Maybe at next year's All Out in Chicago. And he gets that moment where he wins the World Championship in front of his hometown in Chicago. I think that writes itself. Writes itself.
Wins it in the place he returned.
Exactly.
Put All Out. I don't even care. Put All Out the same day that what Rampage was on. Put it.
Charlie asked CM Punk
put All
a
Out.
nice question. Charlie asked CM Punk a nice question this morning, and she said she never heard a reaction like that since when Jordan was in that stadium. And Punk was like overwhelmed. He was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, you could see it.
I agree with. For Charlie to say something like that, that was big.
Yeah,
Punk said that to her.
Yeah, it's been 24-ish years since he's been there. 25 years, something like that.
Yeah, the year I was born. She said it was 95.
absolutely.
25 years, 26 years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the year I was born.
Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the AEW All Out preview and predictions here on the channel. We got basically an hour and a half of preview and predictions for the All Out pay-per-view. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the laughs. I hope you enjoyed our great analytical takes from myself, Gamers Goon, and Indigo. Just a great video overall. So be sure, if you like it, hit the like button. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your relatives, check this out. Hit the like button, subscribe. More importantly, y'all better be subscribed to the Big Fight Field channel. Comment down below your predictions for All Out. I want to know what you guys think. Who's going to win the matches on Sunday? Is CM Punk going to win his first match in 7 years? Are the Lucha Brothers going to win the Tag Team Championships? Is QT Marshall going to be Paul White on Sunday? Let me know down below in the comments below. Hit the like button if you liked what you heard from myself, Indigo, and Gamers Goon. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well at Conlon_Joseph. Gamers Goon, where can they follow you?
They can follow me on Twitter at GamersGoonYT. I will be over there most of this weekend. The Instagram will be active this weekend. It's usually not that active, but since I'm doing meet and greets, I'll be at All Out. I will be on the Instagram, the Goon Gamer YT. And then obviously on YouTube for the vlog stuff going on this weekend is going to be Gamers Goon over on YouTube. Big weekend ahead, and thank you once again for having me on this channel here, Joseph. And if y'all aren't subscribed to Joseph, make sure you subscribe, because we just put out an hour and 30 minutes of probably one of the best all-out previews you're gonna get.
Probably one of the best collaborations in 2021. So y'all better be not one of the best collaboration in 2021. So you better be subscribed. Indigo, where can they follow you on Twitter?
Oh, you can follow me at L_Sensei26. And like I said, I got my own preview and predictions video on my channel. Dropped it 2 days ago. And I'm going to be reviewing the show. Hopefully after All Out goes off the air. If not, probably that Tuesday, because I have a busy Labor Day. And yeah, Joseph, thank you again, bro, for having me on.
Oh, absolutely, man. Folks, I hope you all enjoyed this. Have a good one. Stay safe. Yes, too sweet. Have a good one. Stay safe. Enjoy the All Out pay-per-view. And have a good night. And stay classy.